Hey guys, what's going on? Chris here with Shughead Gaming, and welcome to my review for To The Top, developed by Electric Hat Games and released for PSVR on May 29th. Conquer over 35 levels of vertical insanity as you use your superhuman abilities to climb, leap, and fly across obstacles and terrain. Playing like a mix of Wildlands, Mirror's Edge, and Sprint Vector, does this game learn to fly? Let's find out. As always, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you want to see more PSVR content from me, please consider subscribing. And for updates, hit that bell icon. As always, graphics are up first. To The Top really had a simple mission to accomplish in the graphics department, and that was create a feel of verticality, speed, and do it with a good draw distance, and not make people puke. I can't promise people won't puke, but they sure did nail the rest. If I had to compare what the graphics look like in the headset, I would say Wildlands meets Sprint Vector. You will hear me make that comparison throughout this review, but in the graphics department, To The Top really does take the vast heights and draw distance and simpler texture work of Wildlands and blends it with some of the art style and polish of Sprint Vector. While textures are simple, they remain sharp, either from afar and particularly up close when you're staring right at a ledge you're holding onto. Standing on the ground at the start of the round and looking up to where you were intending to go is an amazing and daunting experience, and will yet again remind you why VR is awesome. The surrounding world off in the distance is nothing remarkable. However, the change in level lighting from day to night, and especially in the cave levels, is quite well done. To The Top is not a graphic powerhouse, but it did what it needed to and delivers an amazing visual experience to PSVR headsets nonetheless. And that brings us to sound. Right off the start, I was impressed by the sound design in To The Top. I leaped off the first ledge and was immediately met with the sound of rushing wind past my head. To The Top nails the nuances of wind blowing past your head. While this may seem minor at first, it is absolutely crucial in a game whose purpose is to create the rush of climbing, flying, and the risk of falling. Other sounds such as hand grabs and the grunts from exertion are well done and never get in the way. To finish off the sound package, the game's soundtrack should be pleasing to most, as it has a varied selection of low-key dance music floating in behind the levels. Some, like myself, may prefer something a little more energetic, but hey, that's why we have Spotify. Gameplay is up next. To The Top, in its simplest form, is a racing game. Get from the start to the finish, racing against the clock or against others in the online multiplayer mode. However, calling this just a racing game is like calling Superhot just a wave shooter. Once you get past the first few basic levels and the game starts to introduce new terrain mechanics, you will quickly realize the awesomeness To The Top brings to VR. The movement mechanics are simple. Your hands project laser versions of your hand grips out in front of you. Using the recommended 2-move controllers, you will reach out to grab the colored portions of terrain, and with both hands, thrust yourself forward or upwards to the next grab point. Smoothness and finesse is key, as multiple thrusts chained together will allow you to get more distance or height. This will become important as the levels progress, as later stages will require you to have momentum in order to make jump points. Single hand-over-hand grabs will also be important, as your monkey bar and wall climbing skills will also play a key role in getting you to the end of some levels. The controls work great, and once you get acclimated to the control scheme and the way you can interact with the world, you will be flying in no time. The aspect of To The Top that takes it from a neat VR movement game to an amazing piece of VR gaming is its ability to constantly mix it up level by level. Level design is immensely creative and never falters to throw something new and creative your way. Whether it be slides, giant spinning wheels, falling through a cave system, or riding a minecart, it's always fun and it keeps you playing just one more round. Multiple ways to attack certain parts of a map and branching paths also add to the fun factor and greatly boost the replay value, especially in multiplayer matches. To The Top is definitely a game for those who crave a more intense VR experience. This is a game about heights and great leaps of faith. Think parkour meets American Gladiators. That being said, the game does offer a multitude of control and comfort options for those who require a more subdued experience, and also for those like myself who want to ramp up the experience. Choice is king in VR titles, and here you will be able to control blinders, activate click or smooth turning, and even change turning styles entirely from the standard button pushes to using a move and literally yanking yourself from left to right. That's what I like. You can play this using a DS4 or 2 Move controllers. You can also play this seated or standing, with only a moderate amount of space being required. My recommendation is using the moves and standing, as this will provide the best experience, even if not the most relaxed. And that brings us to fun factor and my final verdict. Well, add another game to my top 10. To the Top is a shit ton of fun and a great VR experience that should not be missed. This isn't as physically taxing as, say, Sprint Vector, but this will certainly get you working out those arms and working up a sweat. Yes, it's like Sprint Vector, but much more vertical and creative in its level design. Yes, it's like Windlands, but more focused and polished. And yes, it's like Mirror's Edge, but on drugs. As you know, I rate games on a scale of buy, wait for a sale, or burn it to the ground. This is a game for those who like a little extreme in their VR games. This is best played with Move controllers standing and comfort settings off. If that sounds like fun to you, then this is an absolute buy. If you don't like your VR active or suffer from VR sickness, this game still has you covered with a multitude of options, but proceed with caution. You know yourself. Regardless, this is another huge game for PSVR and a great game for some indoor summer fun. I am Chris from Shughead Gaming. Thanks for watching my review, guys. If you like this, hit that like button. And if you want to see more PSVR content from me, you know the deal. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you want updates, hit that bell icon. I will catch you guys on my next video.